Barnaby Sneed was a man of distinct geometric proportions. He was roughly the shape of a pear that had been left in the sun too long, topped with a head of hair that was currently staging a strategic retreat. While the front was a receding shoreline of salt and pepper strands, the back featured a bald spot that had grown so perfectly circular and shiny, it could have been used by the Navy to signal passing ships. Barnaby was hopelessly, tragically, and quite loudly in his own head, in love with Tiffany. Tiffany was a blonde vision of corporate perfection who smelled like expensive peonies and handled a stapler with the grace of a concert cellist. To Tiffany, Barnaby was less of a colleague and more of a sentient piece of office furniture that occasionally sighed. The grand strategy. One Tuesday, Barnaby arrived at the office with a heart full of yearning and a forehead full of sweat. He noticed a change. Right next to the window, a brand new motorized standing desk had been installed. A small, elegant nameplate sat on the corner, reserved for Tiffany. Barnaby's internal logic, which was often as shaky as his knees, sparked an idea. If I am in her space, he reasoned, I am the first thing she sees. I will be unavoidable. A titan of industry, a pillar of the workspace. He squeezed his bulk into the ergonomic chair behind the standing desk. He felt like a king on a very precarious throne. The confrontation. Tiffany arrived at 9:02 a.m., glowing with the radiance of someone who actually enjoys kale smoothies. She stopped dead when she saw Barnaby. He was currently trying to look pensive, but mostly looked like he was struggling with a very difficult math problem. "Barnaby?" she asked, her brow furrowing in a way that was still somehow beautiful. "What are you doing? This is my new standing desk. My doctor said I need it for my sciatica." Barnaby's face turned the color of a ripe radish. This was his moment. He should stand up, apologize with a witty remark, and offer to buy her a latte. Instead, a wave of pure, unadulterated mortification washed over him. He realized his bald spot was likely reflecting the overhead fluorescent lights directly into her eyes like a disco ball of despair. "I'm calibrating it," Barnaby squeaked. He didn't move. "Calibrating it?" Tiffany's voice rose an octave. "It's a desk, Barnaby. I have a conference call in 3 minutes and I need to stand. Can you please get up?" The standoff panic is a strange beast. For Barnaby, it manifested as total physical paralysis. He stayed pinned to the chair, his receding hairline glistening under the pressure. "I can't," he whispered. "You can't?" "The settings, they're very sensitive. If I leave now, the ergonomics will be ruined. For everyone." Tiffany stared at him, her patience evaporating. "Barnaby, you are sitting in a chair at a standing desk. You aren't even using the standing part, you're just in the way." She huffed, a sound of genuine annoyance that pierced Barnaby's soul. She grabbed her laptop, muttered something that sounded suspiciously like HR, and stormed off to the break room. The bitter realization. Barnaby sat alone in the stolen cubicle. The victory tasted like copper and office coffee. Through the glass partition, he watched Tiffany laughing with a guy from marketing named Chad, who had a full head of hair and a jawline you could cut cheese on. He looked down at his reflection in the polished surface of the desk. He saw the truth. He was a man who had hijacked a piece of furniture in a desperate bid for affection, only to end up as the creepy desk guy. He realized then that Tiffany wouldn't just never love him. She'd likely never even remember his name without looking at his badge. He was just a man, a desk, and a bald spot, sitting in a silence so heavy It felt like it had its own zip code.